Before you give up on love, pause, take a breath and listen. Most men walk away too early. They assume they've lost the battle before the war has even started. She's distant, cold, unpredictable, and suddenly the warmth she once had for you seems gone. You start questioning everything. Was it you? Was it something you said, something you didn't do? But the truth, my friend, is deeper. What feels like the end may actually be the beginning of your transformation, of her rediscovery, and of your strength as a man. Love is not a straight path, it's a test. And the Stoics knew that love, like life, isn't about control, it's about composure. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." And that's exactly what you must remember right now. You cannot control how she feels, what she says, or what she does, but you can control how you respond. And that response will determine everything that follows. 1. Why she's pulling away. Most men panic when a woman becomes distant. They think she's fallen out of love, found someone else, or simply stopped caring. But distance isn't always rejection. It's a test. Sometimes she needs to feel the space to remember your value. Sometimes she's watching your reaction more than your words. When she first met you, there was mystery, there was challenge, there was the unknown. But over time, you revealed too much, gave too easily, and lost that spark of unpredictability. The Stoic man understands that love is not about constant reassurance. It's about balance. She's not pulling away to hurt you. She's pulling away to feel again, to test your emotional control, to see if you're the kind of man who collapses at the first sign of discomfort, or the kind who stands still in the storm. If you chase, she'll run. If you cling, she'll push away. But if you stay calm, grounded, focused, unshaken, something powerful happens. She starts to notice the void your stillness creates. And that silence speaks louder than any plea ever could. 2. The silent test you never saw. When a woman withdraws, it's not always a conscious decision. Sometimes it's instinct. She's wondering, is he strong enough to handle my distance? Will he chase me like everyone else, or will he stay centered? This is the silent test, the moment that separates boys from men. Most men fail it instantly. She ignores a message and they send 2 more. She cancels plans and they beg to reschedule. Every reaction screams insecurity, and with each desperate gesture, she loses a bit more respect. But the Stoic man does something different. He observes without reacting. He accepts without over-explaining. He holds his position, like a mountain unmoved by wind. That stillness creates something she didn't expect, regret. Because she realizes that you are not like the others. You don't seek control through words, you command it through presence. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When you stay composed in uncertainty, you're showing her that your peace cannot be shaken. And that is the most attractive force in the world. 3. The power of controlled distance. Here's what most men never understand. Women don't fall in love with constant attention. They fall in love with the absence of it. It's in the silence, in the space, in the mystery that attraction grows. When you pull back, not out of anger but out of calm discipline, you create tension. That tension makes her wonder. It forces her to feel the loss of your presence. When everything is always available, it loses value. But when something rare disappears, it becomes precious. So stop chasing, stop over-explaining, stop reacting. If she texts you less, don't double your effort. If she's distant, let her breathe. The Stoic man knows that love, like fire, needs oxygen. Give it space to reignite. Focus on yourself. Train your mind. Build your purpose. Let your absence speak for you. Because the moment you stop fighting for her attention, she starts fighting for your presence. 4. What to do instead of chasing. When things start to fall apart, most men try to fix them with words. They explain, plead, and promise. But attraction doesn't respond to logic. It responds to energy. So instead of trying to convince her to love you again, match her energy. If she's distant, you become peaceful. If she withdraws, you become grounded. You don't mirror her emotions. You master them. If she texts you, respond with calm confidence. Don't be rude, but don't overinvest. Keep your tone neutral, steady and warm, but detached. Let her feel that you are no longer desperate for validation. The Stoic man values connection, but never at the expense of dignity. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." This applies to love as well. Don't speak out of emotion. Don't act out of fear. The right energy always speaks for itself. 5. The power of silence. Silence is not emptiness, it's power, it's control, it's mystery. Most men crumble under silence. They can't handle the void, so they fill it with noise. They text, call, over-explain, hoping to keep the connection alive. But every time you speak out of panic, you destroy the peace that could have drawn her back. When you go silent, not to punish her but to protect your energy, you reclaim power. She expects a reaction. When it doesn't come, it disrupts her expectations. It forces her to reflect. At first, she won't notice. She'll assume you'll reach out soon. But then the days pass. The silence grows heavier. And suddenly, she feels something she didn't expect. Your absence. That's when her mind starts to turn. She starts checking her phone, scrolling through old messages, remembering your presence. She starts wondering, did I misjudge him? Did I push too far? The more she questions, the more she misses. Because silence turns uncertainty into curiosity, and curiosity into attraction. 6. What if she never comes back? Here's the truth most men don't want to face. Not every woman will return. And that's okay, because if she walks away and never looks back, she's simply showing you that she wasn't meant to walk beside you. The Stoic accepts this reality with calm strength. You don't need to chase what isn't aligned. You don't need to beg for what doesn't flow. Love built on fear isn't love. It's dependency. When you learn to let go, you're not losing her. You're reclaiming yourself. Seneca wrote, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." Losing someone can be painful, yes, but that pain becomes the forge of your discipline. It shapes you into a man who no longer seeks love through need, but through strength. If she doesn't return, let her absence become your teacher. Let it teach you self-respect, patience, and control, because the one who can lose and stay calm will one day win without needing to fight. 7. When she feels your absence. At first she might feel relieved. She'll think you'll eventually reach out. She might even believe she has all the power. But time reveals everything. Days turn into weeks. The silence becomes unsettling. She checks your profile, wondering if you're seeing someone new. She replays old moments, wondering if she made a mistake. That's when she feels something she never expected. Respect. Because the man she thought would chase her didn't. The man she assumed needed her learned to walk away. And that contrast burns in her mind. Your silence becomes the echo she can't escape. She realizes she wasn't just missing you, she was missing the way your calm energy made her feel safe. That's when she begins to see what she lost. But by then, you've changed. You're not waiting. You've evolved into a man who no longer needs reassurance. You've built yourself into someone she can't easily replace. 8. Detachment. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop clinging. It's not coldness, it's composure. The Stoic man practices detachment not as a defense, but as discipline. He loves deeply, but never desperately. When you detach, you stop trying to control outcomes. You focus on your actions, your growth, your energy. And ironically, that detachment is what draws real love closer. Because love thrives in freedom, not possession. She begins to feel it. The difference between a man who needs her and a man who chooses her. The latter is irresistible, because choice is powerful, need is weak. And if she comes back, you no longer greet her as the man who begged for love. You greet her as the man who learned that love begins with self-respect. 9. The Stoic truth about love. Love isn't meant to be easy. It's not meant to constantly feel like a high. The Stoics saw love as a mirror, a reflection of our discipline, our patience, and our ability to stay balanced amidst emotion. When you love through attachment, you suffer. But when you love through awareness, you grow. You stop trying to own people. You stop fearing loss. You start appreciating connection for what it truly is, a gift, not a guarantee. Marcus Aurelius said, "Accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny, for what could more aptly fit your needs? The one who is meant to stay will stay, not because you begged, but because your calm presence invites peace." So before you give up on love, remember this: what's truly yours will never require you to betray your peace to keep it. Before you give up on love, give up your fear. Give up the belief that rejection defines your worth. Give up the habit of chasing validation from someone who has yet to find peace within themselves. Love like a Stoic, calmly, courageously, completely, but never desperately. When you do, you'll attract what you once thought was lost. Because in the end, love is not something you find. It's something you become. And once you master yourself, love will no longer be something you chase. It will be something that naturally flows to you. Hold your ground, stay still in the storm, and let time reveal what was always meant to be.